Hey there, Okuma fans. Charlie with the Gossager application staff. It's been a little while, huh? I really need to get cracking on some of these videos. Today's tip comes straight from my customer mailbag. I got a friend and a customer that's got a shop about 2 hours north of where I live, and he's having a little problem with his Okuma mill where he's shipping a lot of coolant through the chip conveyor, winds up in his chips, and wanted to see if there was anything he can do to remedy that. And I thought, well, okay, I could call him back and talk to him about it, or I could cut a video and talk to everybody about this. So what I'm about to show you is pretty much you know, applies to all Akuma mills, verticals and horizontals, 5-axis, all the big ones, as long as you've got the option of the M code to activate the chip conveyor. And that's pretty much on the American standard, so this should pretty much go for everybody. So let's go ahead and jump over to my software here. And I want to show you that before I totally get into this, I want to mention that this is these little tricks I'm about to show you. They apply to a P200, a P300, or a P500 for you new users. So you know what? Go ahead and take a look at your parameters, and we'll get a play here. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over to the parameter button, hit that guy. And I've done this on most of my videos, but I do want to repeat before you start hunting for a parameter that may or may not show up in your list. Let's touch the F8 display change, black arrow to the right key, and touch menu change. And make sure you've got a check mark in the all display column. All this does is screen out parameters that you're not using. Well, in this case, we want to make sure we're hunting for a parameter that does show up in our list. So check mark all display. You can remove that check mark once you're done, but let's just deal with this. So I'm going to scroll down in my parameter list, and I'm going to pick up number 44. Now, I don't want you to dwell on the number 44 because that just happens to be what the parameter number is on my simulator. Your machine, depending on the number of options that are available on the machine, it may have a completely different number, but the name will be exactly the same. MC, user parameter, and in parentheses, the word coolant. When I select that and I touch close, you'll notice, hey, okay, this is page number 1 of 20. So there's a lot of customizable stuff that's available right here. Now, so that I don't lose my buddy that's north of me, I want to do I'm going to address his thing first, and then we'll look at some of the other fancy stuff. So you've got a page up and a page down on your control panel. When you touch the page down, you'll notice that we're going to scroll through these pages, and we'll increment until we get to page number 8 of 20. And right here, number 95, chip conveyor intermittent mode effective. Oh, hey, that sounds cool. We put a check mark in there, and now anytime the chip conveyor is told to run, it is going to run in intermittent mode. In other words, it'll run for a set amount of time, and then it'll stop for a set amount of time. Well, Charlie, what is the amount of time? You get to pick it. So next item here. Number 96, chip conveyor intermittent move time. This is how long the chip con is going to run when you command or a command is issued for the thing to run. So let's just say, all right, I want it to move for, say, 3 minutes. All right, cool. It is in minutes, so don't think you're going to run for 30 seconds and then stop for 30 seconds. No, no, no. These are in minutes. So now I have 3 minutes worth of runtime, page down again. And now number 97, I get to specify the amount of time that the thing stops. So just for preference, I'm going to set that at 1 minute. So now it's going to rest for a minute, run for 3, rest for a minute, run for 3. And the whole object of the game here is, hey, if my chips are sitting on the ramp of the conveyor, they'll drain back into the sump. Yeah, that's great. They're a lot drier once they hit my bin. There's also a parameter underneath that for the lift up conveyor. And in general, I would say, hey, let's do exactly the same thing. We'll give that Whoops. Hey, what happened there? I hit the page up, page down instead of hitting the number. So we're going to set that guy and say you are 3 minutes, and my stop time, we're going to set that to 1 minute. Now, the big danger of this intermittent mode, you got to make sure that in a circumstance of heavy machining that you don't overload this conveyor with too many chips when the tractor is not moving. I don't want this huge rat's nest in there and then expect the conveyor to pull all of that garbage out of the machine. So don't set this to run for 1 minute and then sit for 20 if you're doing a whole bunch of heavy duty machining. That's not a good idea. So now that we've got that all set, if you command an M279, which commands the conveyor to start, it's going to run for 3 minutes and then sit for another one. Also, if you hit the button on the control panel, the chip conveyor on, which let's see if I've got, I don't know that my simulator has that button, but hey, whatever. Also, the button on the control panel, when you hit that, same thing. Run for 3, sit for 1. All right, now that I've gotten my customer taken care of, let's go ahead and jump back to the top and let's talk about some of the cool stuff that it has in here. This first page doesn't have a whole lot that I like except for this guy. Chip wash is turned on with NC Run. Now the chip wash is for the horizontal machining centers that keeps the y-axis way covers cleaned up. And that's important if you've got, say, an MB 4000, MB 5000, where chips sticking to the wall will start to gum up your way covers. So this chip wash turn on with NC Run, if I check mark that guy, that means every time I hit the cycle smash button, it's going to start washing down those covers. All right, that's cool. Although if you're machining dry, doing some Inconel with ceramic inserts or maybe some cast iron stuff you want to keep dry, yeah, maybe you don't want that on because, all right, just hitting the green button caused some coolant to splash around, and we all know about the shock effect of having the coolant splashing around. The next page, page 2 of 20, let's point out a couple of cool ones like the chip conveyor turn on with coolant. If you ever forget to turn on the chip con, either with an M279 or with the button on the control panel, check mark this little guy right here. And now every time the coolant turns on, both M8 and M51, it'll automatically fire up that chip con for you. And now you don't have to worry about the M codes. And in our case, since we have the intermittent mode turned on, that's going to start the intermittent cycle. You can also have the chip conveyor turn on every time you smash the green button. So, okay, that's a good one too. Let's page down another time or two. We have the chip wash turn on with coolant. That's similar to the one we had on page number 1, but instead of turning on every time you mash cycle slam, it'll turn on only when the coolant fires up. And let's go ahead and breeze through here. We got a shower below the pallet for you horizontal. Kind of neat. You can also tell the thing not to turn on with the conveyor. Now the default state is not check marked, so you'll notice that every time the conveyor turns on a horizontal, you'll start seeing the chip flushing that comes down the sides, flushing all the chips from inside the machining envelope down to the conveyor. Well, again, that's kind of freaks me out because every time the chip con turns on, a pump turns on, and now it's all wet, and I'm hitting the all coolant off. I like to check mark that guy so that I have full control over whether or not the shower below turns on. And let's jog through here and see if there's anything else I want to do. This is a nice one, the chip con turn off with reset command, tied into what we were just talking about, where the chip conveyor is tied in. If you have it tied in with the chip wash, there are times when I would like that to turn off. Well, now I can do it with the reset command. And we already looked at page number 8, so let's skip over that puppy dog. And I have one more that I'd like to talk about, and it's going to take me a second to find it. So talks amongst yourselves. Page down, and I believe it's probably, okay, here we go, 15, page number 15. Top shower turned on with conveyor. M120, that's the nozzles that are over your head with the in the MB and MA series horizontals. We can have that M120 active every time the conveyor turns on. This is a nice one if you need to clean up the machine and you don't have the extra M codes in your program, but it's also kind of a nightmare if you're doing a setup because, hey, all right, I turn on all coolant off so I can open the door and look in, and of course now there's stuff dripping on my head. And when you got a hairline like mine, there's nothing soaking up that coolant when it hits the top of your head. So I'll avoid that one like the plague. Just about everything else in here is cool, but not necessarily something you're going to do. So now we're on page 20 of 20, so let's just call that a wrap. Take a look at that parameter page and play around a little bit. See how well you can customize your machine to match what you've got going on. So I hope that helps you out. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Gossamer application staff. Or here's a little secret: if you're a subscriber to this channel, you could put a question in the comments and you might have a video with your name on it. Wouldn't that be cool? I just geeked out on us. Anyway, happy machining, and I hope to see you out in the field.